Hey guys, thanks for joining me. I wanted to go through our manual import tool just to show you around, give you a few tips and tricks. You can use this if maybe your bank isn't available in bank integration, or if you're bringing in past transactions. You can download those from your bank and then import them into Applos. So it's a really helpful tool, and I just wanted to show you some basics so that you can utilize it. Couple ways that you can get there. You'll click Accounting, Transactions. You can click Registers and then click Import here, or you can click Bank Integration and see Manual Import here. Either button gets you to the same place. So this is the manual import page, and you will need to download this sample transactions file. This is, let me show you here, our template. So you're going to use this to take the transactions that you've downloaded from your bank, format them into this file, and then you'll save this and then import it. So I'm going to walk through that whole process with you. So a couple things to point out first. This spacing up here at the top and this extra column cannot be deleted. We need it for the template in order to import. So keep these extra rows here and keep this column. Don't delete it. You can delete this. This is just a key so you can read over it and then delete it. All right. So now I have a blank canvas to work with. Let's say, for example, here is the file that I export from my bank. So you're going to see date, account number, transaction description, payment amount, credit amount, and then a check number. So the credits need to be a positive number and the payments need to be a negative number. So I'm going to show you how to format that in just a moment. Things that are required for this file are date, payee, and amount. Everything else is optional. So what I'm going to do first and foremost, this is mostly just trying to give you some tips on how to do things quickly in Excel, how to format, that sort of thing. So I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. Okay, I'm going to click Insert because I want to add a column. We use an order column here all the time when we're formatting things. So it's basically, I'm going to number 1 through however many rows. So I just did 1, 2, 3. I'm highlighting it. Then if you double click this, it's going to finish the series for you. So now I'm going to add filtering options here on this top header so that I can filter by any of these columns. What I'm going to do is, because I need to change maybe I should say, because I need to add a negative sign to these payments, I'm going to filter things a little bit so that I can do things super quickly. So I'm going to filter my payment column to group all of them together. These are all the numbers that I need to change into a negative amount. And then these will all stay positive because they're all deposits. So again, any payment needs to be negative, any deposit stays positive. Your bank might export this differently to where you might just have an amount column and they'll be negative and positive appropriately, but some banks will give these two columns. So I just wanted to go over a little bit of a harder example for everybody out there. Okay, I'm going to add a column here and call it amount. What I'm going to do is type a quick formula in here to make these numbers negative. So I'm going to say equals, I'm going to choose this field. Then I'm going to say times -1. Any number times -1 is going to be that number except negative. So I'm going to click enter, and now I have -4259. Perfect. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it down to the bottom here. So very quickly, I've made all of these numbers negative. These stay positive, so you have the option of either just selecting these, copying them and pasting them here, or you can just say equals this, enter, double click to copy this and pull it down. I guess the double click didn't work, but okay, so now I have a formula for all of these. My last step is to copy them, right click, paste special, values. This is going to get rid of the formula and just leave what it gave me. So that way when I copy these over to this sheet, it's not going to say, we can't recognize it because we're referencing a column that doesn't exist. So that's that. Perfect. Everything's done. It looks great. So I've got my negative numbers. I have my positive numbers. Everything's on the right track. You can just copy things here. You don't need to sort back by date. You can if you want, if you wanted to go back and put everything back in order. Totally fine, but it's not required. So I'm just doing it. Okay, so now I need to even this out a little bit. Okay, I need to copy my date. I'm going to use this for my payee and then my amount. I'm also going to grab the check number too, but I'm going to leave this account number out because I don't need it. But a couple things to note here about what we're using for the payee field. You have the option before moving things around to clean this up a little bit because the bank's going to give you a payee that might not match exactly what the payee is in Aplos. So instead of PayPal transfer, you might just have PayPal. So one thing that you can do here is you can change at one time all of the ones that say PayPal transfer to just PayPal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy PayPal transfer. So that's just Command C for me. I'm working on a Mac. I'm going to highlight this column and then I'm going to do Command F. I'm going to paste in what I've copied, PayPal transfer, and click replace and just type in PayPal. Now I'm going to say replace all, and that is changing everything that says PayPal transfer to PayPal. Perfect, exactly what I wanted. So you can also change the check number here. So it says check number 1322. Maybe you know who that check was to. In that case, I'd change it. So let's say check was to me. So now I'm the payee rather than it would import as check 1322 and make that a contact when that's not really helpful to you. So we've got another one. Let's say this is to Alex. Perfect. You might have a situation where you might have a store that shows up. So let's say you purchase something at Walmart, but the bank might show it as like Walmart and then the store number and then the city and state. You don't really need all of that. So then in those cases, just change it to Walmart. So it just keeps everything clean. So just basically anything that's in this payee field is what will be the contact assigned to the transaction. So I'm going to have a contact called online transfer to checking. You might just change that to transfer. However you've been doing it, just keep doing the same thing. So there, I've got my payees. I'm going to leave them this way. Now I'm going to copy things over to the template that I need them in. So a quick tip here is if you select the first field in your column, if you do Shift Command down, if you're working on a Mac, and then copy Command C, that selects everything until there's a break. Now I'm going to do Command B and paste it. The way that it kind of shrinks it is fine. It won't break anything. So I'm going to do the same thing. Take my first cell, Shift Command down. It's going to copy until there's a break. Copy that, paste it here. Looks a little funny. There we go. And then I need to take my amount. So Shift Command down, copy, paste that in my amount column. Beautiful. And then I'm going to take the check number. Now I can't use Shift Command down here because it'll just go to the first check number since there's a break right here, a blank. So I'm just going to click my cursor there, hold down my Shift button, click the last one, copy, and paste that here. So there are my transactions formatted to the Aplos template. This is perfect. Everything's going to be great. So I'm going to save it. Now let's get back to Aplos. So you have the option to just drag and drop, or you can click here and upload it. So I'm going to drag and drop it. Here it is. Waboom. All right, perfect. 22 transactions loaded in there. Everything looks amazing. So here's my date, check number. There's another one down here. My payees look awesome. All my amounts are loaded in. Everything looks great. So the next thing you need to do is choose an account and fund. You can include a tag as well for each transaction. So you'll just click your mouse in there. This is a transfer to checking. So I'm going to choose my checking here. Or excuse me, that's not right. Let's say it came from my savings. I'm going to choose my savings because it's going to transfer between the two. Maybe this is PayPal. I'm going to choose that asset so that I can transfer between the two. Be sure to choose your fund. And then let's say for this one, you're going to choose your income account, say contributions. I had a default fund selected in my chart of accounts, so you'll see it automatically changed it here. PayPal. So you're going to go through and select the account and fund for all of those. Once you do, you can check this box here to select everything and then click import selected. I'm just going to do a few. Perfect. Import selected. Are you certain? Sure am. Okay, so now those are gone. So you can keep working through this list. They're going to stay there. Let me show you how things look here. So here are those transactions I just imported. Everything so far was a deposit. So you have all of those listed here. Everything looks great. These transfers, I'm going to show you how the opposite side works. If you choose an asset account, you're basically moving money from one account to the other. So since there are deposits here on my checking side, they're going to be payments on my savings and PayPal side. So here's the payment out. Also in PayPal, you're going to see the same thing, payment out, and then the checking, since they were deposits, payments in. So a transfer records both sides of the transaction when you choose the asset. So then as you do continue working through things, you can just pop back in and keep on going. So that is how you use the manual import tool. If for some reason you import things and you realize, oh shoot, I did it wrong, you can clear transactions. That'll get rid of everything and you can re-import later. Another thing, you can choose your target register here. So I had checking, that's where they all went. If you changed it to savings, any transaction will import to your savings register. So just keep an eye on that. So you can also hide anything if you decide maybe you don't want to bring it in. If there are any transactions that might be a duplicate, you'll see a red alert over here. So you'll just be able to search the details and see more about that. One last thing, if you needed to split it, you just click this plus button to add some more rows to split this transaction between multiple accounts. All right, well, that is the manual import tool. It's super easy, super convenient, but if you get stuck on anything, our support team's here to help, so feel free to reach out and let us know how we can. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for using Aplos.